On October 10, 2025, a military parade was held at Kim Il-sung Square in Pyongyang. But on that night, dozens of Pyongyang citizens collapsed in the square. Despite the forecast of heavy rain, Kim ordered the event to go ahead. And the residents who stood for more than 9 hours had to endure the cold with just a thin sheet of plastic. The leaders of the delegation sat in the rain, but the general public collapsed one by one due to a drop in body temperature. Horses slipped and even suffered serious injuries during the military parade. Surprisingly, however, the tragic accident was not reported in any of the North Korean broadcasts. What happened to the fallen people at the square that night? What happened to the fallen people? And why was the term, hellish military parade, spread among Pyongyang citizens? Hello. I am a woman in her 50s living in Pyongyang. At 4 p.m. on October 9, 2020, the People's Unit leader knocked on our door. Report to Kim Il-sung Square by 4 p.m. for tomorrow's midnight military parade. My name was underlined in red. I had no choice. I packed a thick coat, water, and rations. The forecast predicted heavy rain. Can I bring an umbrella? The unit leader shook her head. Umbrellas are prohibited. Vinyl sheets will be distributed. At 4 p.m., I arrived at the square. Tens of thousands were already lined up. The supervisor distributed vinyl sheets transparent, less than 0.1 millimeters thick. We endure 8 hours with this. At 6 p.m., rain began. I shared a vinyl sheet with the woman next to me, a former nurse. It will be cold. Body temperature is important. At 8 p.m., heavy rain poured. The vinyl tore quickly. My clothes were soaked instantly, twice as heavy. At 10 p.m., temperature dropped below 5 degrees. Wet clothes clung to my skin. My feet submerged in puddles. I lost sensation in my toes. At 11 p.m., officials gathered under the grand People's Study House eaves, untouched by rain. Someone drank warm tea from a thermos. Only torn vinyl remained beside us. At 11:30 p.m., the nurse's lips turned blue, teeth chattering. I held her hand cold as ice. At midnight, Kim Jong-un's convoy arrived. He stepped out under a black umbrella. Not a drop on his shoes. He walked to the podium under the eaves, completely sheltered. Loyalty. Our chant filled the square. But my voice was weak. Cold penetrated deep, consciousness fading. Kim Jong-un grabbed the microphone. We looked up from the rain. After 8 hours, we stood frozen. The nurse grabbed my arm. Hang on just a little longer. We were both at our limit. At midnight, Kim Jong-un stood before the microphone. Dear people's comrades. His voice echoed. Today, even in this rain, you stand unwavering. But we were wavering, barely holding on. This is the indomitable spirit of the Korean people. He raised his fist under the dry eaves. Before any hardship, we will not break. I looked up. Dry face, clean uniform, perfect hair. He was in a different world. He didn't know the cold. The nurse muttered, indomitable spirit? We're freezing to death. Even if imperialists try to crush us. Kim Jong-un shouted. The Korean people will never kneel. But groans filled the square. Someone collapsing, coughing, trembling. We were already kneeling. The man in front had pale lips, empty eyes. Just enduring. Our loyalty is stronger than any storm. You are all heroes. Heroes, I almost laughed. We weren't heroes. Just people dragged here by orders, standing frozen for 8 hours. A woman cried behind me. I want to go home. Someone quickly covered her mouth. Be quiet. If they hear, this rain is heaven's blessing. Blessing? People were collapsing. The man beside me clenched his fists hard. Anger. Inexpressible anger. Long live the DPRK. We followed mechanically. Long live. No strength in our voices. The speech ended. 20 minutes. Temperature kept dropping, consciousness fading. Kim Jong-un descended. Umbrellas covered him. He returned to the car. Still not a drop on his shoes. Silence fell. No applause. Only rain. We looked at each other. The same emotion in our eyes. Anger. Unspeakable, hidden, but undeniably present. At 1 a.m., the cavalry march began. Korean People's Army Cavalry Battalion. Advance. Hoofbeats came from the north, buried in rain. 12 white horses entered. Soldiers in soaked uniforms. Horses breathing roughly, eyes anxious. The floor was covered with water. Hooves splashed puddles. Soldiers gripped reins tightly, fingers pale. The lead horse raised its head, ears back. It pawed the ground. Easy, easy. The soldier's voice trembled. The horse's front legs slipped. The wet marble was ice. The horse fell sideways. The soldier was thrown. His left leg pinned under the horse. The horse struggled. Blood mixed with rain. Following horses panicked. Second stopped. Third collided. Chaos. Fourth horse backed up. Soldier fell backward into a puddle. Water splashed. Rescue team arrived. 2 military doctors. They pulled the soldier. Fracture. Hurry. The march didn't stop. Reorganize. Continue. Officials urged the next formation. 2nd Battalion entered. 20 black horses. Soldiers saw the accident, faces filled with fear. But couldn't stop. 5th horse slipped. Collapsed from knees. Soldier thrown forward, face first. 6th horse fell sideways, crushing the soldier. Save me. His scream pierced the rain. 10th horse lost control. Reared up, soldier fell. Horse galloped wildly toward us. Get out. People scattered. Horse rushed through. A man hit, groaning. 7 soldiers fallen, 5 horses injured. Rescue team insufficient. Injured left in rain. The nurse gripped my arm. They're going to die. I couldn't answer. Lips frozen. Officials under eaves showed no reaction. Just watched through binoculars. The march continued. Horses screamed, soldiers groaned. We could only watch. At 1:30 a.m., people began collapsing. My fingers had no sensation. Couldn't move. Feet frozen in ice water shoes. The nurse's face was pale, lips blue. Body temperature too low. Below 35 degrees is dangerous. Front row man collapsed. Knees buckled, face in puddle. Unconscious. Medical team. No one came. Team was treating cavalry casualties. 5 residents carried him to the edge. No shelter. Just wet vinyl. White foam from his mouth. Behind me, groaning. So cold. Shivering. Teeth chattering endlessly. The nurse grabbed my hand. Rub hands. Keep moving. But no warmth. Both bottomed out. Right section, another collapsed. Young woman, unconscious. No response. Every 3 minutes someone fell. Hypothermia, exhaustion. Medical team insufficient. Collapsed, lay scattered. Elderly man fell backward, head hit ground. Blood in rain. This time team came, stretched him out. Officials under eaves were different. Leisurely standing dry. Someone drank warm soup. Steam rising. Official checked watch, whispered, both nodded and smoked. Didn't care about us. Please endure just a little longer. But no strength left. Nurse sat down. I can't. She muttered. Temperature too low. Couldn't finish. I supported her. No strength in my arms. Both at limit. Front man staggered, collapsed. Next to him couldn't bear weight. Both fell, crying behind. Mom won't get up. Woman in 20s shaking her mother. Mother's face deathly white. 20, 30, 40 collapsed at edge. Vinyl covered them. No help. Nurse leaned on my shoulder. Can't stand anymore. I held her tight. Both desperate. My knees trembled. Strength leaving legs. Body wouldn't obey. Rain didn't stop. Cold deepened. More collapsed. Officials still drinking tea. We didn't know how long we could endure. At 2 a.m., the event ended. The parade has concluded successfully. Please disperse. 9 hours waited. No joy felt. People couldn't move. Legs stiffened, joints frozen. Next to me staggered, collapsed. Nurse tried standing. No strength. My legs. I was the same. Ankles felt like snapping. Groans throughout. Can't stand. Legs won't move. Help. 9 hours standing, couldn't walk now. Rescue team with stretchers. Too few. 10 stretchers for dozens impossible. 3 trucks arrived. Men lifted collapsed without stretchers. Loaded into truck beds. Be careful. Someone's mother loaded. Men didn't respond. Nurse barely stood. I supported her. 1 step at time. Pain with each step. Toes tearing. 100 meters to exit. Normally 2 minutes. Felt like eternity. 10 meters. Stop. Breathe. Walk. Man ahead collapsed. Face hit ground. Nose bleeding. Everyone too weak to help. Fourth truck, military. Soldiers loaded collapsed. Where? Someone asked. No answer. Nurse stopped. Can't breathe. Clutched chest. Need to rest. We sat down. Exit had medical tent. Doctors examining. Hypothermia. Hospital. Mild. Home. Quick triage. Our turn. Doctor took nurse's pulse. Temperature too low. Hospital. She refused. I'm fine. Hospital. Dangerous otherwise. Firm. She finally nodded. Soldiers took her to ambulance. My turn. Sensation in fingers? I shook head. Feel nothing. Frostbite. Hospital. Doctor noted. I nodded. No choice. Ambulance had 5 inside. Pale. Eyes closed. One kept shivering. Blanket useless. Departed. Square through window. Hundreds still there. Walking slowly. Collapsed. Loaded into trucks. Only rainwater remained. 9 hours traces invisible. Collapsed. Fallen. Frozen. All disappeared. Ambulance to hospital. Pyongyang streets quiet. Calm as if nothing happened. But we knew. What happened tonight? Memory never erased. At 3 a.m., Pyongyang People's Hospital emergency room. Corridor packed. Floor, walls, chairs. All from the square. Over 50. Nurses moving. Hypothermia first. Unconscious here. Voices filled corridor. Rooms insufficient. Next to me, man coughing. Blood in phlegm. Pneumonia. Hospitalization needed. He shook head. No money. Nurse passed on stretcher. Still pale. Oxygen mask. Ward 5. Doctor before me. Show hands. Fingers purplish. Pressed each. Hurt? Felt nothing. Second-degree frostbite. Tissue necrosis possible. Recorded. Should hospitalize. I nodded. 6-bed ward. 5 already there. All from square. 1 moaning. So cold. Window bed. Blanket on. Cold remained. Bone deep. Nurse brought warm bottle. Raised temperature slowly. Next bed spoke. Section 7? I nodded. Section 5. 10 collapsed. Saw horses fall? Another man. Heard soldiers' legs break. Horrific. Nurse checked. Thermometer. 34.8. Still low. Needs 36 by tomorrow. Crying in corridor. My son. Wake up. Doctors tried calming. Useless. Next bed woman. Someone died. 60-year-old. Hypothermia. Before hospital. Ward silent. Only blankets. Coughing. Groaning. Stared at ceiling. 4 a.m. Director appeared. Gathered nurses. Never leak outside. Low but firm. Minimize records. Nurse asked. Too many patients. Director cut off. Order. Understood? Patients heard. Looked at each other. Not surprised. Already knew. Never happened. Window showed Pyongyang. Streetlights blinking. Hours later, morning. Work. Bustle. As if nothing. But 50 in hospital. Frostbite. Hypothermia. Pneumonia. Fractures. All witnesses. Lifted hand. Purple fingers trembling. No sensation. Return to normal? Didn't know. Next bed muttered. Paradise, they said. Cynical. 9 hours in rain. No one answered. All thinking same. Not paradise. 8 a.m. October 10th. Pyongyang through window. Commuting. Bicycles, buses, walking. Ordinary morning. As if last night didn't happen. Morning rounds. Temperature. Thermometer. 35.6. Risen a bit. Still low. No finger sensation. Corridor voices. Security agents. Ward door opened. 2 black uniforms. Participated in parade? We nodded. Notebook out. Questions. What witnessed? Next bed answered. Horses slipping. People collapsing. Notes. Else? Silent. Agent looked at me. You? Cold. Stood long. Agent nodded. All? I nodded. Notebook closed. Don't speak of last night. National security. Understood? No answer. Didn't wait. Turned. Left. Door closed. Quiet. 10 a.m. TV on. News. Bright voice. Grand military parade held last night. Kim Jong-un waving. Crowds applauding. People enthusiastically welcomed. Cavalry footage. Orderly marching. No falls visible. No injuries. Collapsed horses. Concluded with success. Announcer said. unwavering in wind and rain. No casualty mention. Next bed woman glared. Lies. Muttered. We're here. Not loud. Screen changed. Kim Jong-un speech. Korean strength proven. Voice echoed. Watched silently. Door opened. Nurse entered. From ambulance. Awake. I smiled. Sat next to me. Watched TV? I nodded. Nothing about us. Bitter smile. We don't exist. Over 50 hospitalized, not a word. Resignation in voice. 1 p.m., unit leader came. Visited wards. Entered ours. Health okay? Fingers no sensation. Leader nodded. Get better. State supports treatment. One request. Lowered voice. Don't speak to neighbors. Unnecessary misunderstandings. Next bed asked. Misunderstandings? We're like this. Leader looked. For country. Cooperate. Leader left. Quiet. Looked at each other. Silent. Same thought. Suffering becoming never happened. 50 patients. Collapsed. Dead. Erased from history. Window showed streets. Walking. Smiling. No one knew. No one would remember. But we would remember. Never forget. October 12, 10 a.m. Discharge notice. Final exam. Temperature normal. Fingers gradually recovering. But fingertips tingled. Time needed. Continue home. Return 2 weeks. Prescription. Remember. This incident. Stopped. I knew. Discharge papers. Diagnosis. Acute hypothermia. Cause blank. No. Military parade. Just patients. Leaving. Glanced at others. Next bed still hospitalized. Take care. Don't forget. Met nurse in corridor. Also discharging. Leave together? Walked to entrance. Steps unsteady. Outside hospital. October sun warm. Streets peaceful. Shopping. Children laughing. As if that night never happened. Nurse spoke quietly. Everyone pretending. Lonely. Only we remember. Walked to bus stop. Woman reading newspaper. Headline. Great parade shows unity. Skimmed article. Tens of thousands participated with one heart. Unwavering in bad weather. No casualties. Bus arrived. Sat by window. Past Kim Il-sung Square. Square neatly organized. 3 days ago, dozens collapsed. Horses fell. People froze. Now no traces. Tears welled. Disappeared things. Collapsed. Wailing. Rain. Anger. Despair felt. Next to me spoke. Saw parade? TV. Amazing. Showed Korea's strength. Smiled bright. I didn't answer. He saw TV parade. I experienced square. Same event, different stories. Home. Unit leader at door. Welcome. Health okay? Nodded. Neighbors curious. Where sick? Leader said. Said cold. Say that. Nodded again. Inside. Familiar but strange. 3 days, but changed. Different. Opened window. Pyongyang below. Dinner smoke. Children playing. Ordinary. But I knew. Hidden behind. Unspeakable truths. Unrecorded pain. That night. Looked at fingers. Purple faded. Still there. Sensation returning. Full recovery? Didn't know. These fingers. Only evidence. October 10th. Kim Il-sung Square. Not official. Carved in body. Evening. TV on. Parade again. Historic success. Repeated. Everyone smiling. TV off. Window. Darkness descending. Night beginning. But I'll remember. 50 hospitalized. People collapsed. Anger felt. Day to tell? Didn't know. But won't forget. Never. October 10th night. Kim Il-sung Square. Not official history. Forever in hearts.